Hey YouTube, what's up? It's JT Sasuke here to bring you guys a video for Bleach. So let's jump right into it, shall we? So we start the chapter off with Kuryaku. He's sitting at Ukitake's grave, and he's talking about how it's been 10 years since the whole fight with Yawatch has come about. Since the whole fight with Yawatch has come to an end. So the chapter before this one was the official end of that fight. I'll get more into that later. We get his vice captain who comes to tell him to hurry up because the announcement of the new captain of the 13th squad is about to be announced, and he tells her that some people just can't handle his pace, something along those lines, and then he leaves. The next thing that we end up seeing, and I may be going out of order. It's been a while since I've read the chapter, but some of the next things that we see, we do get to see Kenpachi and his squad, and kind of praising him and bowing to him and kind of like worshiping him, and gets on Kenpachi's nerves. So Kenpachi is like, look, if you guys feel so disposable, I'll kill you all myself. His squad is like, look, that's not really what we meant. That's when Ibuki, I believe his name is, tells the captain to relax, and they start talking about how they need to get going to the new captain, to welcome the new captain, and they comment on his sense of direction, to which Kenpachi says that his sense of direction was thrown off by Yachiru, and with her being gone, he's, going to be A-okay, and then continues to run in the wrong direction. I think that's funny, just a callback to his terrible sense of direction. I actually wonder who has the worst sense of direction out of him and him and Zoro from One Piece. I think Zoro, just because eventually he ends up finding his way. Zoro would never find his way. So with that being said, we also get to see Captain Hisugaya, and we get to see his vice captain. I forget her name at the moment for some reason, but they're talking to somebody about them becoming a captain. They've already became captain, and it's just a very interesting conversation. They're talking about how there are those people who are more powerful than they let on and don't actually show it. And we just get to see more character interaction. There's a lot of characters that I can't remember the names of right now, but we do get to see them. We get to see that the captain of the science division, Kurosuchi, he actually created another Nenu. The Nenu has to be about 10 years old by now, since it's 10 years later. And I'm actually very happy about that, because I never noticed how much I cared about Nenu as a character until she died. And I thought it was very touching when she died, that she sacrificed herself for him after everything that he'd done for her. So for him to be able to recreate Nenu and actually this time raise her from that of a child upwards is great. And it's also very interesting to see them in more of a father-daughter type relationship than you're my servant, you're directly under me type relationship. Not to mention child Nenu is also just adorable in the first place. So we skip over, there's basically a lot of stuff going on. We get a little interaction between Soifone and Kenpachi, because Kenpachi is late, and she's talking crap because we all know Soifone is very strict. And then they announce that the new captain of the 13th Court Guard squad is Rukia. I did not see that coming. I didn't even expect her to become a captain. If anything, I expected Renji or Ibiki to become a captain. But with that being said, it also makes sense, because with her coming from the Kuchiki clan, it's kind of expected for them to become higher ranking officials. I wonder why it took 10 years, especially since she was hella powerful then. But she probably still didn't have a Bankai back then, and I truly believe that, if I remember correctly, anyways, you need to have a Bankai in order to even be considered for becoming a captain. So there's that. But with that being said, the chapter kind of leaves off with a little bit of a cliffhanger. There's some energy level going off. Reading about how, not reading about anything. Jesus. There are some energy levels going off, and the energy levels are reading the same way that Yawachin did 10 years ago, back when they fought him. And so that's where the chapter kind of ends. It leaves us up for a bit of a setup in next week's chapter, and that's pretty much it. I like the chapter. I thought it was pretty good. It's a very good chapter to really bring things to a nice ending. I don't think that this chapter should have came just yet. I honestly feel like it shouldn't even be ending right now. It should be ending probably going closer to October, maybe November. They should have gave it the respect that they gave Naruto, even though Naruto was still selling very well when it ended. They should have gave it the same respect as Naruto instead of forcing him to wrap up. That's what I feel like they did for Kubo. They made him wrap up the series too fast. The fight between Ichigo and Yawatch ended really abruptly and in a really weak way. And it should have ended like that. What should have happened is that arrow tip should have took his powers away for about 10 minutes, which would allow Ichigo and Uryu which will allow Ichigo and Uryu to team up and take him down. And after they team up to take him down, they just barely beat him right before his powers come back. And that would have been a more satisfying ending, and then we could have got this chapter and then the next chapter, and boom, end chapter 700. That's how I feel about it and how the series went. For me, Bleach has been a very good series overall. I really enjoyed it. I got into Bleach a long time ago, when I was just a kid, and I've been with it all this time. And now that it's finally ending, I can say without a doubt that the second half of this arc has been very shitty, but overall, the series as a whole has been very good. And although, like I said, the second half of the chapter really disappointed. Second half of this arc overall has really disappointed me. The series overall has satisfied me, and I'm sad to see it go. With that being said, it was a good chapter. I can't wait to see what they're doing next week. This chapter better be long as hell, since we're waiting 2 weeks for this chapter. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.